I want to ask you about something that you actually said last week, and we'll discuss it on the other side. Take a look.
Access to cheap goods is not the essence of the American dream. The American dream is rooted in the concept that any citizen can achieve prosperity, upward mobility, and economic security.
Mr. Secretary, are you there essentially saying that the Trump administration is comfortable to have consumers pay more for goods in America?
Not at all, Kristen. What I was saying is the American dream is not let them eat flat screens. That if American families aren't able to afford a home, don't believe that their children will do better than they are. The American dream is not contingent on cheap baubles from China, that it is more than that, and we are focused on affordability, but it's mortgages, it's cars, it's real wage gains.
Do you acknowledge, though, that tariffs will ultimately drive up prices, at least in the short term? That's what economists, that's what business leaders, that's what CEOs say.
Well, they don't have to, because I believe, especially with the China tariffs, that Chinese manufacturers, they will eat the price or eat the tariffs. I believe that the currency adjusts, and I believe if we look during President Trump's first term, that all the other things we do, if we're deregulating, if we're getting energy prices down, then if we look across the spectrum, Americans will realize lower prices and better affordability.
As you know, the administration has been pressed repeatedly on the prospects of a recession. The messaging has been a little mixed. Let's look at some of what we've heard.
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition.
There's going to be no recession in America.
Well, look, I think you never can predict the future.
Mr. Secretary, can you guarantee the American people here and now that there will be no recession on President Trump's watch?
Well, Chris, you know that there are no guarantees. Like, who would have predicted COVID? Right. So I can predict that we are putting in robust policies that will be durable. And could there be an adjustment? Because I tell you that this massive government spending that we'd had, that if that had kept going, we have to wean our country off of that. And on the other side, we are going to invigorate the private sector. I had a meeting with small bankers last week, and they are ready to start lending. Yeah. And I can tell you that Main Street is going to do well.
So what exactly do you mean when you say adjustment? Could that potentially lead to a recession?
There's no reason that it has to, but I can tell you that if we'd kept on this track, what I could guarantee is we would have had a financial crisis. Mm-hmm. I've studied it, I've taught it, and if we had kept up at these spending levels, that everything was unsustainable. So we are resetting, and we are putting things on a sustainable path.
Let me ask you about some of these cuts to the federal government. Obviously, President Trump's been very clear. He thinks that no agency should be spared. A lot of focus on the IRS. How much of the workforce do you think will be cut from the IRS?
Well, again, and Kristen, I used to, when I was on the other side of the wall, I didn't like the term fake news. Now that I'm on the inside, I got to say it might not be strong enough, because some of the numbers that I've seen thrown out.
I didn't give you a number. I'm letting you tell me.
No.
You tell me.
But some very large print media has thrown out big numbers that just doesn't exist. So
what is the number? That's what I want to ask you.
Well, I will tell you that there were about 15,000 probationary employees that we could have let go. We kept about 7,500, 8,500 because we viewed them as essential to the mission. And we will know once we get inside. But what I can tell you is that we are doing a big review. We're not doing anything. Right now is playoff season for us. April 15th is game day. And even employees who could take voluntary retirement, the rest of the federal workforce, their date was in February. Our date for them is in May. So I have 3 priorities for the IRS: collections, privacy, and customer service. And we'll see what level is needed to prioritize all those.
Okay, well, we'll stay on top of that review for sure. I do want to ask you about the breaking news overnight. The Trump administration launching large-scale military strikes against Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthis. What exactly is the message that President Trump is trying to send to Iran?
So it's a very strong message and very different than the previous administration. So the Houthis, the Iranians, should expect that this is the beginning. This is not a one-off. And we are doing this because they are blocking freedom of passage for global shipping. And, Chris, back to the economy, back to inflation, that closing the Suez Canal slows global commerce and increases inflationary pressure for both us and our allies. So we are sending a message. This is unacceptable. 2 weeks ago, the president announced a maximum pressure strategy on Iran. Their economy is in disarray. The previous administration let their oil exports go up to about 1.5 million a day, and our target is to get it to zero.
Okay. Secretary Bessent, thank you so much for being here. Covered a lot of ground this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good. Thanks, Kristen.
Good to see you. And when we come back, Democratic Senator Chris